Hey there, stranger. Welcome to Replay Analysis in Diamond League. And we're doing a Protoss versus Zerg today. And today we're looking at Neuter versus Carpura. That's exactly how you say his name. 100%. And we're going to help him out. We're going to look at the Protoss perspective here. The Zerg perspective here. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong person. But now I'm looking at the right guy. And this guy's going for a 12 pool. Great. So, 12 pools are fine. They're viable. Not going to say it's wrong. But this is risky because now you're hoping that your opponent doesn't have a good reaction. Because if he does, it's going to be hard to make it work. We'll see what you do. So I want you to know something about 12 pools. About some Protoss not knowing how to deal with them. If you are a cheesy ass Zerg player and you're like, you know what? I hate macro. I fucking hate Protoss. Every time I'm macro against Protoss, they sky toss. I hate it. It's Void Ray, Void Ray, Void Ray. You know what you could do? You could make 3 lings as soon as your larva's ready to go and your pool's done. And you could genuinely leave all of your drones on minerals until your lings are at about 15 out of 17. Okay? 15 out of 17. And then as soon as you're at that point in time, you grab all your drones except for 2 of them. Ideally, leave 2 of them on a close patch. Like leave that drone and that drone or something. Like 2 close drones on 2 different close patches. And send all the rest of your drones to mineral walk towards his base. While your lings move towards his base. And you could probably win the game straight up against a lot of Protosses. Because it's a lot of DPS that breaks the wall down if they fully wall off. And if a Zealot's in the door, you can actually mineral walk through the Zealot and then dislodge it because you can actually drone drill the Zealot and push it out of position and kill it. Or you can just surround it with drones and lings and kill it faster that way too. Because you can drill through the Zealot. It's actually incredibly annoying. Do you have to do it this game? No. It's just an option. It's really annoying. If you're the kind of a guy who likes a 12 pool, it's really fucking nasty to mix that into your gameplay. Why do you leave 2 drones? So that you can continuously make lings the whole fucking game. Because those 2 drones will mine enough minerals to keep you making lings. Lings, like 2 at a time will just keep coming over time. And you'll just have a bigger and bigger reinforcement always going to your opponent's base. That way you're not just trying to like win the game with your first attack only. Because if you trade a lot of workers with a lot of their workers, like a lot of your lings die, a lot of their probes die. If you just keep having lings continuously come to his base, you'll overpower him a lot of times. And those 2 drones aren't worth more than continuously reinforcing lings in the initial fight. Okay, so you have 1 ling chasing a probe and 5 lings going to his base. That's fine. Good shit. I like how you did that. That was really nice. You're also taking a natural, and you're making a queen. You're making a queen after the natural. That is also nice. That is correct. Good shit on the order of how you're doing this. And you're also making 10 lings in total, and then you're going back to drones. Your 12 pool opener is really good. So far, macro-wise, really good job. You're definitely doing a macro, a pressure into macro. You're basically playing the game in a sense that you're trying to delay your opponent and slow him down while you speed up behind that, and you take a lead over him by making him get fucked up. Like you're just trying to dislodge his build and then, take a lead in that way. The way you're doing it is great. This is great for macro. Super, like you didn't overdo the lings. You microed the lings so far up to this point really well. Your build's fine. Everything was good. I can't really critique you in any way other than maybe saying stack your patches a little bit better if you didn't do that. I didn't really watch, to be honest. Like that right there, that's bad. You have 3 drones in that patch. That sucks. Definitely fix that. But other than that, you've played a perfect game so far. Now let's see how you micro. Not a fan of how you did that entirely. So this was good so far. But one thing you're not doing Which, I mean, do you have to do this? No, but if you do this, it'll make you a better player. It'll make you overall stronger at micro. I can already tell what you're doing. You're literally microing these lings by going 1 right click A move, 1 right click A move, 1 right click A move, 1 right click A move. And that's not how you want to micro this situation. You want to actually green box micro your lings and get more surface area covered faster. So what you should have done here, like when you, here's 2 examples. Your opponent has a zealot. He's in the door. I would tell you, run directly behind the zealot right now. And then he's going to respond to that, and he's going to back up into the door. It would not have worked, and that's okay. You're testing, you're kind of like testing each other with your micro. And you know what? This guy's not confident in his micro, and you want to know why? Because he fucking built a pylon already. This dude, like, that's a good response versus a drone pull. That's a bad response versus just lings. It means this guy probably is not super confident in his zealot micro. And that's a sign. That tells you probably could abuse this guy. And this guy definitely gave you options to abuse him if you did it properly. Which I can understand why this guy builds a fucking pylon, because his zealot micro is not the greatest. So if the guy runs back with his zealot, what you should do is you should have 4 of your lings go right here. Like, kill the core. Core is priority, not gateway. So 4 lings go right there against the core. And 2 lings go right here. And what you do is, if the zealot never moves, you kill the core. And if this, that's a fucking win right there for you. That's great. If the zealot does move, which he probably will, because he definitely doesn't want to just lose the core, the zealot moves forward this way and comes out this way, right? He comes out and out. When he moves out, you take lings that are over here, and you run into the door area, and you like get around, and you get a nice surface area around here. You could literally prevent him from running back into the doorway and actually fucking destroy him that way. Super, super, super effective. Another way, but you didn't do that, and that's do you have to do that? No, it's just an option. It's a way you can abuse people by by just fucking the zealot, essentially. Another way you could do it is what you did here. The guy is crazy with his zealot. This guy needs to poke you and then immediately back up, not poke you and stand there. So you actually surround it. He like just stands there on A move. You actually get a full fucking surround. Now what you should do right here, you actually prevented him from running to the right now. You've connected your lings to the gateway. So he can't go to the right anymore. What you should do immediately is you should green box these 2, like, well, as soon as you had this, right now, as soon as you realized you were going to block him from going to the right, you should take 2 lings and run a little bit further to the left. Like, cover this surface area faster. Because if you don't do that and you A move, the only way you're going to get lings in the right area is if these 2 lings on A move go, we can't attack there, we can't attack there, we can't attack there, we can't attack there, we can attack here, and then this last link will go, can't attack there, I can now attack here. You're basically going to take forever for these 2 lings to get around and surround him. That's really bad. So if you actually told these 2 lings that are on the far left to go up, and you A moved him, if you went like lings A move, green box 2 lings, go up, A move again. These 2 lings on the far right side would replace the open pocket, and these 2 lings would create a close on the open pocket that exists right now. And you would fucking own his zealot again that way. Easy peasy. So you need to green box micro a little bit more in this situation. You can't rely literally on just going 1 right click A move, 1 right click A move if you want a genuine good attack. And you need to micro in this situation effectively if you want 12 pull to at all be relevant against Protoss. Like, if you don't really do that and you allow Protoss to do things like this, where he just runs back to a corner here, and now you can only have 2 lings, maybe 3 attacking him at once here. Probably 3 if you position your lings right. It makes the zealot trade better, right? But even then, you could still kill him. You still could kill this guy right now. You want to know why? All you would have to do is A move the area, and then go, hey, ling, that's red. Right click back here. Just click it. Just the ling. Click it. You go, hey, ling, back up. Next ling is getting attacked. You click it when it gets hit first. And now it gets hit twice and it's yellow. And you tell it, back up. The zealot attacks a new ling. Click it because it gets hit first time. Then you have like still like 2 seconds to react to it before you're going to have to right click it away. And you could actually kill a zealot without losing a single zergling here. because he has no retreat, and he's got a decent amount of surface area to abuse on him. But you attacked him once, and then you pulled off. And you allowed 2 lings to get weakened here, and it's not ideal. And then he fucking runs at you again. You can move command past him and surround him. But now you start attacking the core again, and then you A-move the Zealot. This is the biggest mistake to make. The worst thing you can ever do in StarCraft 2 is A-move units with... you never want to A-move something with melee units. Because when you do that, literally every time this happens, every single time this happens, you have a melee unit of your opponent right there. And then you have your melee units there, 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 and there. And what happens is your little melee units on the bottom literally go like this repeatedly. They're like, and then they go, oh, we can get around here. Okay. We can go this way and go, or like go this way or whatever. They go to the right or the left. They're idiots though. But if you actually tell all of them to move past the Zealot, you just fucking delete his ass. Because you can actually get the ones on the bottom hitting the bottom side of the surface area, and the ones on the top hitting the top side of the surface area much faster. It's so much faster than having them run around like idiots back and forth like this. And as a result of that, you let that Zealot get so many attacks off. If you want a genuine answer here, a Zealot is supposed to attack about 8 times. Or no, that's not real. More like about 5. If you actually have decent micro against a Zealot, if this, like, because the Zealot can attack more too if the Zealot has good micro. I just want you to know that, okay? A Zealot will increase the amount of attacks it throws out there if it has good micro itself. So it's not just like only on the Zerg side. But this Protoss didn't micro his Zealot at all. He literally did fucking nothing with it. He stood in the open and he A-moved you, and then he ran back to here once, and then he A-moved again, and he stood in the open, and he never actually like pulled back. Again, I can see why this guy builds a pylon. But you let that Zealot kill 2 lings. It weakened 2 more lings to red, and it weakened 1 more to yellow. Which means this Zealot attacked the 2 lings that died, 3 each. That's 6 hits. The 2 lings that are red, that's 2 hits each, because that's what a Zealot does to a ling if it gets hit twice. And then the ling that's yellow he got hit 1 time. So that's 2, 4, 5, 8, 11 hits. Because again, we added 8, 11. The 6 right there. 3, 3. 5 plus 6 is 11. The reason why that they all make sense is this Zealot attacked you 11 fucking times. That is so much time to let a Zealot smack your ass for not microing properly. So you have to micro a little bit better. Because that's all. Here's another thing that's important to know about this. If you allow a Zealot to be running around so much like that for a while, it wastes your time as well. And you could have probably killed the core a lot earlier. Like you could, if the guy micros his Zealot like that and he blocks off with a pylon here, you could absolutely kill this core before any unit pops out of these gateways. 100%. He'll still build them, but you'd be killing the core by the time the adept is like probably 15 seconds in production. Or like 18 seconds in production if you micro the lings just a little bit better. But now, what I imagine is going to happen here is he's going to have an adept pop out and your core might not die. Like you might kill it, but you might lose lings to kill it as well. And you're wasting time attacking that probe. Like 1 ling could kill the probe, that's fine. But like the core should be dead right. The core should literally be dead like right now. The core should be dead right now.
Best stream on R.
If you killed the Zealot more efficiently. Yo, Pete's, thank you for the 11-month resub, dude. Much love. And now you kill the core. And now as soon as this happens right here, the only reason you would ever realistically go, okay, it's a good idea here to lose more lings and keep attacking, is if you were all in as fuck and you were flooding nonstop and you had the plan of going, sure, you might kill 8 of my lings here, but I'm killing your pylon and I'm breaching the wall and more lings are reinforcing and I'm going to surround that adept and kill it. Because I'm going to just keep pumping the wall with more lings. This would make sense. But if you're not going to do that, it makes no sense to just throw your lings away now. Killing the core and then backing up is what you should do here. If you're not going to flood lings and you know for a fact you're going to lose your lings before you break through the pylon. So you just lost 2 lings right there that you didn't need to lose. I'm glad you back up eventually, but yeah, you didn't need to lose those lings. But that's really not a big deal. I'm glad you backed up. That's way better. Overall, you get a B for that attack. Could have been better. That attack could have been more successful, but ultimately you got the mission completed. You still have. So let me say this first, because this is relevant to what I just said a second ago. You don't want to lose all your lings on the wall when you know you're not going to break through anymore. Because you want to know why? If you throw all your lings away, and then he's allowed to sit there, and all your lings are dead, and his wall regenerates back to full, you know what it does for the Protoss? It gives the Protoss a sense of you're macroing, and he's good to go. Like he feels fine. It's like a mindset thing. Like he's like, cool, I just killed all the lings, and they killed my core and my zealot, but then they all died after that happened, and for nothing. It's like, cool, he took a decent trade, and now he's throwing it away. This feels great because he's losing larva, he's losing lings, he's just losing shit. It gives the Protoss confidence, and it should, because you're throwing units away for no reason. But if you don't throw those units away, it makes the Protoss go, well, fuck. Is he going to all-in me now? Is he going to just straight up hit me with a Bane Bust? Is he going to go for a Roach all-in? What's he going to do? Like, the lings are still out there. It's going to make it hard for me to scout now. And I don't really want to kill my wall to, like, open it up, because what if he just runs into my base now and kills me with a bunch of shit? You put the Protoss in such a harder position, and it makes them play shittier overall. So you not losing the lings there was huge, because it allows you to have a good read on the game. You can continuously scout him and find out if he's going to all-in you as a result of him panicking now. And it also makes him feel threatened more than he should be, even though you might be macroing, which is great. Super good. I'm glad you pulled them back. And then, yeah. You falling back now and making drones and stuff is... oh, okay. Whoa. What the fuck is this? Okay, this is bad. This is literally terrible. I'm going to watch your build while you do this. So far, your build is fine. It's good. You should have another queen started, though, to be honest. You should be starting your 3rd queen already. Your creep spread's going to suck dick for a long time if you don't do that. Your gas timing is fine. And now, I don't like this either. I don't like this either. I do not like that you're making a creep timber right now. With this queen, I want you to make... I would recommend you make a 3rd queen and make a creep timber. And the reason why is because you have guaranteed you have a nice position in this game through your ling pressure. You killed a zealot. You killed a core. You know he made 2 adepts. You know he doesn't have an expansion yet. You see that he walled himself into his base. You see that he's not building anything out of his gateways after the adepts. This is a great opener so far for you. And the last thing you need to do is make a creep timber right now. You should still make creep in general with a 3rd queen. But this guy cannot punish you if you make a fucking eject on your hatchery. And you need to, because you actually stunted yourself with lings. And you now have stunted him a little bit with the lings, which was successful. But now you're stunting yourself even more by making more lings and making a creep tumor. Like, what is this going to realistically do? He's fucking walled into his base. He literally walled himself into his base. That is a full wall. So you making lings and creep right now makes no sense as a priority over drones.
Oh, a new queen has emerged.
So that's rough for you. It's going to make it hard now to maintain a lead here for you. And look at the wall. Look at the wall. You see how far back that shit is? You know what you should be doing right now? You should absolutely leave like 2 lings at his base. Like not hitting the wall, but like leave them right here. And you know what you should do? Pop in, pop out. Like just go poke in, poke out. Because if you did that, you would see that. You would see, is he going to expand or is he not? And if you got to a point where like, let's say a full 60 seconds after you made him do this, 60 seconds later, he still has not expanded, then I'd be like, okay, you should probably keep making queens right now and maybe even go to a layer because there's a chance he might go DTs now. There's a chance he might go Void Rays, blah, blah, blah. But if he expands, it means that you just have a lead in the economic department because you already have a natural that's done and his is just now starting. You're not, the fact that you're not scouting anymore is really bad because you're guessing how to play the game now. You don't know what's going on. And these lings are a terrible decision. This is diamond level. Like another tip too would be, look at this. Just watch this. Just look at this. This is so relevant. This is shit that you need to pay attention to like really understand how to play StarCraft. Look at his gateways. Watch his gateways. Don't watch the, like, it's gonna be hard too because you don't actually have a unit here giving vision permanently. You leave, but just watch the gateway itself, okay? So this gateway has stopped building units. You can tell because the crystal's not lit up. You can see how that crystal's lit up. This one's not. It's really easy to tell when a unit's being built or not, visually from Zerg's point of view. But look how much time goes by if you paid attention to this. This gateway stopped building units at like 2:30, and this one stopped building units at like 2:40. Look how much time is going by. No unit. No unit. No unit. So far, this has been 30 seconds since this gateway has done anything, and this has been about 20 seconds on this gateway. Still nothing. Still nothing. Still nothing. Still nothing. We're now going on. Okay, so right now, this gateway just now started a unit like 50 seconds later. 50 fucking seconds after he made his last unit. He starts a new one. The other gateway still hasn't started a unit yet. The one that made a unit 40 seconds ago still isn't doing anything yet. And let's go further forward. Still nothing on that gateway. So do you have to check this every 5 seconds? No. Do you need to know the build time of a cybernetics core? Yes. Do you need to know the build time of a stalker or an adept? Yes. Because here's why. There was plenty of time for him to make a cybernetics core and to also make a unit. And he didn't do that. So if he's not going to make a unit for a super long time, you have to understand that he's going to make a cybernetics core because it's mandatory to do anything for Protoss. So if he's going to remake a cybernetics core and then not make a unit, it means he's probably going to tech with something. Which means there's a higher chance now you're going to be dealing with, again, like I said before, either DTs or a Stargate. And the reason why that makes sense is because if this guy was going to go for a council and just go for council, like for like adept glaives or go for charge lots or go for blink stalkers, he'd probably be using the gateways a bit more often so he could amass the gateway units for his timing attack that he'd probably go for with a council. If he's going to go for a robo, it would make sense that he's going to probably make gateway units as well to pair with a robo so that the robo isn't just like one immortal walking across the map by itself or like two immortals by themselves. Like he's going to probably need some gateway units to support that. But you know what gateway units don't need to support? They don't need to support Dark Templars, and they don't need to support Stargate. If he wanted to go DTs, he could literally get by. If you don't ever kill him, he could literally sit on 2 adepts the entire time until he has Dark Templars. And then go, all right, DTs, go do your solo attack. Let's see what we can do with a prism or something. And if it was a Stargate, he could fly 2 Void Rays to your base, and it doesn't need to be supported by Zealots or Stalkers. It could literally just do its own thing. So automatically, this guy's already kind of telling you what his build's probably going to be. And you want to know something? Between those two techs, another detail to understand is Dark Templar tech is more expensive than Void Ray tech, than Stargate. Overall. So if this guy is going to expand and go for a macro game and also go for tech, which you can clearly tell that he's doing because he wasn't using the gateways for a super long time, chances are very high this guy's going Stargate. Because it's less expensive, which is easier to expand while doing this. Does it guarantee that he's going Stargate? No, but I would say the odds are now like 80-20 or like 90-10 Stargate to Dark Templar. Super high odds of Stargate. Chances are high. Because it makes the most sense. And the way you can figure this out is after your attack ended. Look how long. So we'll go back to when your attack ended one more time. Your attack ended at 240 essentially, 237. All you got to do is run back and look at his wall every like 20 seconds, just once every 20 seconds, 3 times a minute. And if you were sitting right here, you could go, okay, 20 seconds later goes by, and like right around 3 minutes, you just poke the wall and go, all right, gateway, not being used. Poke the door really quick. Okay, he's making a nexus. And he's not using his gateways. Okay, 20 seconds later, let's go by again. Let's say you poke his wall right now. And you go, all right. So far, it looks like he's not making a unit. Even though we can see at the production tab that he is. But a building doesn't immediately turn on full power. It has to like progressively turn into the I'm building for a gateway. Like the sides come up and then the crystal starts lighting up. Even though the production's already started. It has like a physical graphic animation that changes in the gateway when it starts building a unit. So if you saw this, you can go, okay, 20 seconds later, now again, he still has a nexus, and now he's starting one unit in one of his gateways. Or even if you didn't, let's say you saw it now. Let's say you didn't actually see it as it developed. Let's say you saw it after it was already started. That's still fine, because you know what? He's still not making a unit in the second gateway. That's like not an emphasis on the gateway. This dude is not emphasizing gateway, and his doorway units have not changed at all. And do you have to do that all game? No, it's just to read opener. It's just to read an opener. And you know what this would tell me? I am more than safe to make drones, not masslings. Because what do you need to be afraid of right now? What is going to really attack you? Are you that afraid of 2 adepts that you have to make like 20 fucking lings to deal with them, or 16 lings to deal with them? Fuck no. Like 2 queens and like 6 lings could literally beat that. 2 queens in the front of your base, smack him, and if he like shades into your base, he shades into 1 more queen and lings. And you can make mass drones. So your build right now, overall, early on, was fine. Your micro could have been a little bit better, but it wasn't the worst. But now your follow-up is actually terrible. Because you're so far behind where you could be because you just don't pay attention to detail. Which you should, like in the future you should. This is so fucking relevant for finding out if you can drone or not. And the fact that you're making mass lings, all that means is that you're actually... Basically, this is probably the best way to describe what's happened so far. You stunted your build right off the bat to do aggression. And it worked. You also then stunted your opponent's build to defend your aggression. But now, you're stunting yourself again post-aggression because you're paranoid. For no reason, because you're not scouting. You're paranoid because he's Protoss, not because of what he's actually doing. You're paranoid about the race that he is. And this is a response to the matchup, not to the game you're playing right now. And because sometime before you've taken damage to 2 adepts, but was that game walled off like this? And did he wait for a full minute after he, blah blah blah, but after you attacked his base? Probably not. He probably went to your base directly after your lings died, and I bet you in that game you probably also let your lings fucking die in the wall trying to break through it, and then he counterattacked you. There are differences in different games. And in this one, definitely not time to make lings. And I'm stressing this point so hard for so long because you literally threw your entire lead away just now. You don't even have a lead anymore. It's gone. The whole point of you opening 12 pool is irrelevant at this point. You're not ahead anymore. This is so fucking over too much on the lings.
Now Zerg have flooded
And then you scout with an Overlord, and you see he's got a Stargate, so that's cool. And you can also see he's making a Void Ray right there. You should definitely not send this Overlord in. You should immediately pull back. You should not send that one in either. I can already see you throwing a bunch of Overlords away. Now, your Lings should not be in the front. Lings should only ever be in the front if you have speed. The fact that you're getting speed is fine. I agree with it. But the fact that you're trying to attack the Adepts with your Lings on creep with slow Lings is bad. You should be having Queens in the front, not your Lings in the front. Also, I don't like the fact that you made Spores. Also, where's your third? You're delaying... Like, what are these Queens doing? Queens fight the Adepts. See, like, that's what you should be doing. Queens pressure the Adepts, and Lings chase the Shade, and if he actually commits to it, instantly dead. And look at how many Lings... Well, just watch this for a second. Look at how many Lings don't fucking do anything here. Just watch. It's so relevant to see this. Look at how many Lings actually attack. We'll count the amount of attacks from Lings here. So he lets the Shades finish, right? So far, you've had 2 Lings attack on the top and 1 Ling attack on the right on this Adept. And nothing's attacked the bottom Adept yet. Okay? This Adept's getting kind of stuck on the gas a little bit. He's getting like pressure, like pushed into it essentially. He's going to squeeze through, but he's getting... His movements, he's getting snared because your Lings are like shoving him into it because the Shade is trying to find out where to go. It's like dislodging itself. But you've had 2 Lings or 3 Lings attacking the top Adept and nothing's attacked the bottom Adept yet. There we go. Now you have 3 Lings attacking the top, and you have 1 Ling attacking the bottom. Okay. And now you have 5 Lings attacking the top, and you have 1 Ling still has only attacked the bottom so far. And do you see how all 6 Lings here, and there's like 3 more here, these Lings haven't even fucking been utilized yet. The Adept attack is basically already over, and these Lings haven't even done shit yet. The point I'm trying to make here is you could easily have defended this with what I said earlier, which is like 6 Lings and 2 Queens. If you just micro it properly. Queens lead the front, so you don't lose Lings for no reason by getting kited. Queens weaken the Adepts. And then he shades into more Queen and Lings catching the Shade. That's all you gotta do. And now you've literally had... The second Ling has now attacked for the first time on this Adept, and this first Ling has attacked like 4 times. All other Lings here haven't even touched the Adept once yet. And it's literally about dead. Because it got fucked up by the Queens earlier. Like, most of your Lings didn't even do anything in that fight. You just, like, having Lings is still relevant, but not this many. And now would be the time, I would say, when if you made this many Lings now, this would be fine. This, like, if you just made these Lings just now, like more than 6, let's say you just made another 10 or another 12, I'd be like, good fucking job. You want to know why? Because these Lings right now, as soon as you get speed, should be going here and here. Because if this guy tries to take a third base, you could totally fucking deny it. Just like that. And if you don't fucking use these Lings, you're missing an opportunity again. Okay, they're going up. You're scouting with 2. Okay. So if your goal is to scout with 2, literally stop making Lings at like 6 or 8 Lings. Just like try to stop making Lings. Because it's okay. If you only want to scout with Lings, that's okay. But I would say you definitely want to, if you're gonna go all the way to getting speed and making a lot of Lings, you definitely want to make the most of them. You want to utilize them, right? You want to make them feel good. And I feel like you're missing opportunities here, big time. And now you see, okay, he's got a stalker behind a door, like behind a thing here with batteries almost done, void rays there. You've missed your opportunity to actually deny that with what you have. This will not deny that at this point. So like basically Protoss is just getting a third. So a good response to this, if the Protoss is going to guarantee get a third, is you should be already starting your 4th base. Start a 4th base right now. There's no point to just let it be 3 base versus 3 base. The fact that you're making drones is great, but the fact that you're not taking a 4th base is dicey. You're also taking way too much gas way too fast. You're fucking going way too much gas way too fast. What are you afraid of right now? Think about it. What are you afraid of? A Void Ray? An Oracle? You have Queens, which can absolutely obliterate that shit early on, no problem, and they don't cost gas. Queens also give you creep spread, which is really useful. And if you don't make your gas as fast, you can saturate your 3rd faster, and you can make more Queens if you need to, if that's not what you want to do. You can scout more with more Lings. You can have like 1 Ling just checking around, see what his composition keeps turning into. And you can take a 4th base even faster. You should be taking gas number 1. Your gas number 1 is fine. You should be actually, now that you're fully saturated, you should totally fill this in as well.
Sick New World mods vibe. Fucking loser. Shut up.
What? I don't even know what that, that means. I'm not playing New World. I don't know what you mean. This is like a mod for New World? I don't know. But yeah, you should definitely be filling up your gas again. Like right now. With your first gas. And you should take gases 2 and 3 when your 3rd base has like 8 drones on it. Or like 10 drones on it. You're taking your gas way too fucking fast. You're taking your gases at your natural, like both of them, before your 3rd has even been starting to be saturated. This is brutal. So you're gonna have a lot of gas. This is basically, you're playing this like you're all-inning him now. The way this would actually make sense is if you're gonna go for like a Hydra all-in with like 47 drones. Or like 51 drones. You're just gonna go for like mass Hydras and go for it. But that's not even a good playstyle in my opinion. That would only ever make sense if like you confirmed he's going just straight to Sky Toss. Like real Sky Toss. Like he's trying to make a carrier right now. So your economy is definitely stunted like crazy right now. And you have a lot of queens, which is great. You don't scout enough. You haven't scouted since you saw the 3rd 2 minutes ago. You have no idea if this guy's going to go ground or air right now. Just because he opens Void Ray doesn't mean he's going to commit to Void Ray. So you definitely want... Scouting with a Roach is bad. That's too much of a waste of money right there. You should definitely send a Ling. This is 100 resources worth of a unit, whereas a Ling is only 25. And a Ling is also faster. Okay, so now you see another gateway, and you also see more stalkers, and you saw a zealot. So he remade a zealot, which incentivizes that he's probably going to go charge with that shit. Who the fuck makes zealots mid-game to late game that are just going to be slow zealots? Most likely this dude's going charge, which already tells you this guy's composition is most likely going to be hybrid, or it's going to be mostly ground with like a little bit of air. Like a couple voids and mostly ground, or it's going to be a hybrid of void ray ground for now, because again you saw a gateway like that scout. I'm glad you scouted, because now you know what you're up against, which means you should probably make some fucking roaches, which you are, which is good. Nice scout. You saw a fleet beacon now, so now you know he's going to Sky Toss transition. And you know he's going hybrid into Sky Toss. You now have a full read on what he... Like, that right there should be full answers for you. This is a full read. This guy is hybrid to Sky Toss. He's got a fleet beacon. And he has a charge investment. And he's got multiple gateways. So, he's going to have a little Void Ray army right now with a lot of ground with it. And it will slowly turn into mostly air over time if you don't actually manage to cripple the voids. So a great answer to something like this would be, you could go Spire if you want. Baneling Nest, I don't like that. Not a fan, honestly. I would say the fact that you're going Roaches kind of defeats the purpose of Bane Nest. If you're going to go Bane Nest, you should literally just go like Ling Bane Hydra, not Roach Bane. Roach Bane is not going to be that great for you because you just confirmed he's going fucking Sky Toss as a follow-up to this, and it will only get deeper as you go on. So you going Baneling Nest now as a response to that, I don't know where that's going to be effective. Like, you could maybe drop Lord Banelings on him or something on his mineral lines, but even then that's like kind of fucking risky because he's already got Sky. So not the biggest fan of your Bane Nest. Spire is fine. Spire works. Hydrogen would also work. Your economy sucks. You just now started a fourth, or I mean, not just now, but you have a fourth base that's still not done yet at 8 minutes, and you scouted this 3 minutes ago. This fourth is super fucking late, and you still haven't saturated your full third yet. You're so far behind on units. You're making, like, on drones is what I mean. I feel like you're too unsure of yourself of what you can get away with. If this guy shows you a third base, you don't need to make mass fucking roaches before you finish saturating your third base. Like, the fact that I told you that I would have wanted you to make roaches is correct that you made roaches, but not before you fucking saturate your base. You're not getting all in right now. This is not an all in, essentially. This would have been correct if you were getting, like, if this guy saw 2 bases only, and he's got 8 gates. Sure, cut drones early and make roaches. That makes sense. But if this guy's gonna drone up or probe up a third base, don't cut fucking drones to make roaches. Because you're just gonna fall behind it again when you do that. Your drone, like, what is your drone count right now? You have 57 drones at 9 minutes almost. That is so low. You should have been at 80, like 85 drones at 7:45. Like a full minute ago, you should have had like an extra 30 drones.
Mineral field depleted.
How much larvae do you have? You have 14 larvae sitting there, and you're still just cranking out roaches. Now you're starting to make drones again, and now you're making mutas and banelings. Your shit's all over the place, dude. It's a fucking mess. Roaches and banes literally serve the same purpose here. Notice how your banelings didn't even need to be made there. Roaches completely handle the job. No problem. Now you're more susceptible to his air. Like, if you keep putting too much gas into your ground, like full on, 100%, I'm going anti-ground with my gas, you're going to have a harder time dealing with that tech structure. Also, if you're going to go mutas, or if you're going to go Spire, the only thing that would make sense here is Corruptor. If you're going to go roaches with it. Mutas would make sense if you're going to be aggressive. If you're going to throttle the Protoss' economy. If that's how you're going to play, mutas could make sense. But if you're going to play passive, you need to be fucking Corruptors. If you go passive muta, all I'm about to see is you're going to die in the next 2 minutes because you're going to be like, wow, he's got 5 carriers and I can't beat that. Because I have 12 mutas.
Evolution complete. Perhaps. Reserve.
This is where no scouting comes in again. So, a couple problems right now that exist in this game at the moment. Number 1, you're behind where you should be. That's the biggest one of all to understand. You are absolutely behind where you'd want to be. The fact that you are at 170 supply at 10.5 minutes is really, really, really slow. That's super fucking slow. That means that you definitely don't drone enough in the developing stages of the game. You waste too much fucking time. You could have, even 12 pulling the Protoss, you could have maxed out at like 920. Going roaches and lings and Spire. You could have maxed out, again, like a full minute before where you're at right now. And you're still a good chunk of supply off of max. Okay? And then when your opponent attacks you, You have roaches and lings versus stalkers and zealots and void rays. This is totally fine. It's not a bad composition for you. It's just not enough of it. Straight up. Because all you need to do to beat this, is you made a lot of queens. Just group them up and fucking kill the voids with your queens. And your ground army will crush his ground army, especially if you were maxed out. You made like 8 queens. You have... Or you made like 6 queens or some shit, but yeah. Even 6 queens could beat 4 voids. Just throwing it out there. Like, you could easily beat this with queens. It's just 4 void rays at the moment. And again, you should be fucking maxed. So, you could easily also have like some air units supporting you here too. I know, sorry. Aye.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where are the queens? Your roaches are getting demolished because the queens are nowhere to be found.
I've got to be in your top 10 for longest subs. Thanks for streaming, dude. You're awesome.
Sulfur, thank you very much, dude, for the 64. You're actually not, believe it or not. You're probably in the top, like, 100. I actually have a lot of subs that are, like, 80 months plus right now. Or, like, 70, 75 plus. But I appreciate you. Like, 64 is a fucking long time. I appreciate you. You definitely are OG as fuck. And thank you very much for continuing us up for that long, man. Much love, dude. You're a boss. You're a damn boss. And now your queens show up after your army's pretty much dead. And you only sent 2 of them. You sent 1 in to die, and then you sent 2 in to die. You still have a queen sitting there. You still have a queen sitting nowhere else. Okay, your queens are dead. You need to scout more. And you want to know what you probably would have seen here? You want to know what you probably would have seen here if you scouted more before he attacked you? This is a read here. It's a read. If you scouted right now, you want to know what you probably would not see? You probably would not see an established 4th base. Probably. Is it guaranteed? No. But you're not scouting enough at all. But if you were to scout, you have a roach running over there, right? Or not a roach, sorry. That's what you did earlier. You have a ling. No base. Obviously, he's not going to have that one. That's like your base. No base. No base. No base. And he is just now getting this base started. Now, how long? And again, this is late, right? This is 10 minutes. Now, how long did you not scout for after that roach you sent out? You need to scout more. You didn't even actually send the roach out entirely. You actually pulled it back. Or did you? You walked to his door. You saw he had 3 stalkers and a zealot. That was good. I remember, like the fact that you saw that was good too, that ling. And then you scouted this too, you saw the fleet beacon. I remember saying that their scouting at this point in the game was great. It was. This tells you that he's not all-inning you because he's got a 3rd base. And he's like developing. And you could easily be maxed on drones already and have a lot more than 105 supply. And then how much time goes by? 8 minutes. It was a lot. You literally looked at his base at 8 minutes. You don't look at anything for the next 2 minutes. And this is fucking so scary. You want to know why? You want to know why this is scary? There are 2 times in the game when you need to be scouting. 2 times. This is so important. Listen to this right now. Anyone who's not good at StarCraft or anyone who struggles at StarCraft. I'm not saying get it piora. I'm not saying that you're bad at StarCraft. So I'm just saying that in general that this is what's going to make you struggle if you don't follow a rule that I'm about to say. Number 1. Okay? Number 1. We're talking about when should you be scouting? Number 1. When you're making economy. If you don't scout and you make economy, you are susceptible to death if you don't know you're getting attacked. you need to confirm that it's okay to make workers while you make workers. There are signs that tell you, yeah, he's not all-inning us right now, so we're okay here.
I am bad in SC2.
No, you're not. You're Diamond League. That's better than most. But thank you for the 10, man. Appreciate you. So that's the first one is when you make workers, you need to scout. Number 2 is when you need to understand composition. You can't just assume an army is going to work if you don't know exactly what your opponent's going for, to some degree, right? So the fact that you scouted like the fleet beacon and the charge and the gateways and shit, that's huge. That gives you an idea of what he's going for. That's nice. Good shit. You have an idea of what to make. But you, from now, going forward, you scout nothing and you start making, like you just scouted. He's got a third base and he's got a fleet beacon setup going on now. That's fine. And you're making drones as a result of that. That's fine. But then 30 seconds has gone by and you're not done droning yet. And you make roaches. And now a full minute has gone by. And now you make drones again. And now you make mutas. And now you make banes. "90 seconds has gone by. And now you make drones again.
Mutation complete.
2 minutes has gone by. And now you make lings again. So, the point I'm trying to make here is you haven't fucking really read what the hell's going on in the game in the last 2 minutes. And you have literally made random units mixed in with drones. You are fucking yourself so hard when you do that. The concept of Zerg... Let me tell you something. This is the concept of Zerg. Okay? This is so important to know this for Zerg. This is how Zerg works. This is how StarCraft 2 works, essentially. And this is really relevant to Zerg because you have to sacrifice army or drones to make army. But your build, you should understand your build. Okay? And builds work like this. These numbers would represent like 90. 90 drones. 60 drones. 35 drones. Or like 30 drones. Whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. You need to understand what your build is. And you need to get to the amount of drones you're looking for immediately. Fucking immediately. And you do that based off what I just said a second ago. Scouting while making drones. And you scouted, this guy's taking a fucking third base. And this guy is setting up a third base. You could have easily made drones during that process. You also scouted that he was taking a natural, and you made Zerglings when you could have made drones. Early on, in the very beginning of the game. There was multiple times, and you just kept making fucking units and not making drones. So, what should be happening is, if you know your threshold of drones, your drone graph should look like this. Okay? If this is a little drone graph, your drone graph should look just like this. That's what it should look like. Let's say you want to get to 90 drones. There you go. That's what it looks like. But your graph looks literally like this. Oops. This is what yours looks like. This is what your development it looks like. So this is drones over time, right? That's what it represents. Drones over time. This is what your graph literally looks like. It's like a fucking staircase because you go units, drones, units, drones, units, drones, units, drones, units, drones. And you want to know what? This threshold right here, right there. You can make army so fucking fast once you get that many drones. You're just cranking units non-stop. The Protoss just breaks to it over time because it's ridiculously large amounts of wave after wave after wave of Zerg. You know what you can't do? You can't do that when you're at like fucking, it's like 64 drones or something. And also, you want to know something too? Time is relevant too, right? So the one on the top here, where if you hit the drone count really fast, you could max out at like 9 minutes. When the Protoss only has like 130 supply. And with the one on the bottom, you can max out at like 12 minutes and 10 seconds or like 11 minutes and 38 seconds. And the Protoss now suddenly has like 175 supply or like 190 supply of tech units. So you are having such a fucking slow developed economy. And all these units you keep making in the middle of the game right here and there and there and there and there. Each time you make those units, they don't even do anything. They just sit there and sit in your base and accumulate and accumulate. They don't even fucking harass. They don't do anything. They just fucking sit there because you're paranoid. That is why you're playing slow, and that is why you're crippling yourself as Zerg repeatedly. You keep making units because you're hoping to not die, but then you don't even use them. You need to understand drone windows. 100%. You need to understand what drone windows look like. And when your opponents play economical, that is a fucking drone window. You did this all game. You literally did this all. And this is not even just you, by the way. This is fucking everybody that's in Diamond or below. Like, a lot of people in Diamond have to overcome this and learn this to get better at StarCraft and like make it to like Masters and shit. But everybody in Platinum and below does this. Everybody does this in Platinum and below. Which is exactly why I made BDGM series. Because it's shit economy development. It's so bad. Because here's another way to describe this, okay? Here's another way to describe this. Let's say you have a gear or like a tire or whatever. You have a tire or a circle, whatever. And let's say this thing has like a thing on it like this. And there's a text with it that goes like this. Each full revolution equals $10. Fucking something random like that, okay? Something totally random. It does not matter. And let's say the more drones you have in StarCraft 2 makes this revolution happen faster and faster and faster and faster, 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 faster. And if you have 90 drones equals 90 revolutions per minute. Something like that. Like one drone is one revolution per minute. So if you have 90, you get 90 per minute. And we're looking at what you get in like overall 1 minute, right? And now let's say you have another one that only has 47 drones equals 47 revolutions per minute. Whatever. I was trying to drag it out, but you get the point. The point I'm trying to make here is like you want a fully functional machine of an economy to like go fast and develop for you fast. Like you want your economy to go in quickly, not like you're not going to get where you need to be. Like think about it in the sense of like a car driving down a road. If your wheel's going a lot faster, you know what that means? The car is going faster. And you're going to get from point A to point B quicker. But if your wheel is going like really fucking slow, it means your car's not going that fast and you're going to get there slower. So why are you getting there slower? What is the problem here? And in terms of StarCraft, it's that your economy is developing like shit. You're literally encumbering your vehicle with a bunch of units that you don't need at a certain point in time, which is slowing down the engine to speed you up. Because instead you're like just adding weight to it rather than just raw efficiency when you don't need it. I hope that makes sense, though. Like, you want to get to maximum efficiency as fast as possible, and then you make units. And it doesn't slow your economy down anymore because your economy is done. All you got to do then is maintain it. Everybody fucking fucks this. Everybody messes this up. This is like the most common mistake everybody makes that plays StarCraft. By far. Everybody always doesn't know how to read builds and is paranoid, and they overmake defense. And they don't make... They'll expand... But like you're still at 74 drones at 10 minutes. You could be, I'm not even kidding. You could have been at 74 drones at like 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Easily this game. That's not even difficult. It's not even like holy, that's all that is you go, I scouted and he's expanding and I'm making drones. That's it. That's all you do. You just make drones as a response to the fact that he's playing expansions as well. He's expanding and playing economical too. And now you're just going to die to this timing. You just don't have enough shit. And again, you're overdoing the ground like crazy. You're making Banes and Roaches and Mutas. All things that can deal with ground. Mutas are not what you want to make it to deal with Skytoss for air. Now you start making Corruptor, but it's too late. There's just too much of like an amass here for Protoss. It's built up too much. And it's a snowball now. Like you're literally just getting rolled over by a snowball. And like you made Baneling speed with Banelings again. This is just, again, more Corruptors that could be dealing with the... Like, what did that do, right? That did nothing. You took the shields off Stalkers. So it's just going to regenerate now. So I hope this makes sense. It's just 100% an economy problem again. 100% an economy problem and a scouting problem. You need to develop your economy at a better pace because your supply and your tools you gave yourself to defend this were not great. Not great. And if you did have those correct tools, you would have crushed this. You could have beaten this with Hydras. You could have beaten this with Corruptors. You could have beaten this with Queen Roach. You could have beaten this with a lot of things if you just had more of it. You just didn't have anything. Because you also got to realize... Last thing I'll say about this, and we'll leave it there. If you gave yourself the proper tools to defend this, this is not when the fight would be happening. 160 versus 159. It would actually be happening, and not right here either. The fight would actually be happening either right here, right there, or right here at like 920. And it would be 200 for you versus probably 120, 130 for Protoss. 139. Imagine if you were maxed out right now and you were hitting this base right here, right now. You would absolutely steamroll this guy. But you're not, because you still only have 63 drones at this point, which is, you could have had 63 drones by like 5 minutes and 45 seconds. That's super late. Anyways, like a good example is something, just the last thing I'll say, a good example of exactly what I'm talking about is when you scouted the third base at 5 minutes. You scouted his third base at 5 minutes. And you didn't even scout it right away. You scouted it like when it was already almost done as well. That's why you should have scouted like as soon as your speed was done, like we talked about earlier too, if you remember. But you scouted the third when it was almost done. And that was at 5 minutes. And it took you 3 minutes and 18 seconds to just touch your fourth base mineral line. Because you have literally only mined 5 minerals off this patch, and that's the first patch that's been touched so far. That is so ridiculously long to wait to set up a fourth base. This base should have been fully saturated 2 minutes ago. Minute and a half ago. And again, I said fully saturated. Not even like 2 drones on it. Should have had 2 drones on it literally 2 minutes ago. 2.5, like 2 minutes and 10 seconds ago. So you definitely played this really slow, essentially. But anyways, Karip, Yora. Thank you for doing a replay analysis. I was a bit rough on you. I know I'm rough on people sometimes, but I'm really trying. I do it at the sake of love to help them get better at the game. I hope this was a lot of info that was useful for you, though. And anyone out there that's listening that has similar problems, I hope this was useful to you as well. I'm telling you right now, this is the most common problem everybody has that plays this game. They always think that's important. That's good to go. Units, drones, units, drones, units, drones, units, drones. And it's so bad to play Zerg like that. It's so bad to play Zerg like that. You want to get that gear spinning as fast as you can with your economy, like the power of your economy. And then you can make units forever off of a good economy. And you make those drones based off of scout decisions, like scouting reactions. You go, oh, he's economically investing. Let's do the same thing. because Zerg can economically invest faster than Terran and Protoss. But Zerg definitely does not get ahead of Terran and Protoss if you literally hit speed bump after speed bump after speed bump after speed bump because you keep making 8 roaches, 5 roaches, 24 lings, 7 mutas, mixed with drone every time. It literally just keeps speed bumping you over and over. Anyways, much love. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope this helps you, and thanks for watching. Peace, guys.